Hi, welcome to RCKicks. On today's show, well, we're checking out this, a racing Mini. Now, I gave away my Porsche in a raffle and I delivered it up north, and then I went racing in Crewe at the Crewe RC Club, and the Minis were really popular. And after going there and checking out them, they look so cool, I had in my mind at some point I must get one of those. Now, I talked to a few different people that were running them, and I had a good look at some of them off camera, and they were running this, the Batt Cave Mini Jok3R-R. Well, it's Jok3R-R, which is the latest version that they do. Now, this came out in 2023, and in 2025 they've just done some tweaks to the front. They changed, what have they done? The front arms, steering hubs, mainly to make it a bit stronger at the front, which is going to be good for my driving. Now, I've been a fan of the Mini for years, so much so I even had an original Mini when I started driving way back when. Now, this is nothing like these. This is obviously more of a model. This is the one from Tamiya, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So I wanted to get something that was a little bit more suited to indoor racing, so that's where this came in. So in this video, the plan is we're going to check this out, we're going to build it all up, fit all the electronics, I'll talk about them in a bit when we do an unboxing, and we'll take a look at the body I've got. Now, this one is the 45 turn spur gear brushless one. There's a few different options. You've got brushed, brushless, and then you've got different spur gear sizes. Also, when I purchased this, I also picked up the Orca ESC brushless motor for it, which we'll take a look at once we're building it up. A few fancy little tiny dice battery connectors, and we're going to need a set of tires as well. Also, we have a body, but we'll talk about that in a little while. Right, so let's open it up and have a look. The chassis itself comes pretty much pre-built for you. Now, I can understand why they did this, it's a lot more work for them, obviously, to build them up, but then they're going to perform well straight out the box because they know they've dialed them in correctly for you, and then you work your way up from there. So that's really nice. So with this, not as much work to do, even though the body is still going to take a while, and I don't have very long at all. We've got a few other little goodies. We've got some different arms. We've got, what's this? What's in here? What's that? I honestly don't know. We'll have to open it up and have a look. What's that? Oh, I think it's the servo mount. And what's the wires? Let's have a look, shall we? So we have a servo. And then we have the servo mount that goes with it. I haven't even looked at this one. Then we've got a range. These are separate. You have to buy these separately. I haven't even looked at the manual. I've just printed it out. Then we've got the, I'm guessing that's the LiPo battery, the body mounts, bumpers, the front section, the rear spoiler, the rear kind of diffuser that goes underneath the body. This is an option as well. Then we've got a, what else have we got? What is this? Some more cables. Are they rubber? What does it say on it? It says black. Oh, it's the wire, I'm guessing, for the motor maybe. And then we've got a few other little bits and pieces. Oh, we've got the pinion set, so we've got different pinions. That's obviously an option as well. And then we've got a 43 turn spur gear, even though this one's probably got the 45 already on it. As for the motor, well, what was this one? This one is 540. It's a 25.5 turn stock motor. And then this little thing is gorgeous. Had a quick look at this. Look at that. It's tiny. I've been sitting on this for a while to finish it, so we've got to solder all that up as well. Right, so that's pretty much what you get. As for the body, I went with a fat body, really big thing, really wide, looks really cool. And my plan with this one to paint it is I'm going to do it into 4. So one colour over here, one colour here, another colour, and obviously make it quite vibrant so it stands out a little bit. And then you get the window masks, and then there's a spoiler in there as well. Remember correctly, we've got a spoiler to fit, window masks, and then a few other stickers. These are the lights and all that kind of stuff. So we've got that to do, and I think the body is what's going to take the most amount of time. Now, normally I interrupt the video to say, hey, get your tickets for the latest raffle. But a lot of you, I don't think, realise just how important they are, as they help fund the show and allow me to bring more content as things get rather expensive. So how much is the transponder?
£129.
£129, £119. But not only that, I also take some of the raffle ticket money and then I do free raffles so people that don't have the funds can get in with a chance to win a raffle for free. So a massive thanks to everybody who enters the raffles, and if you'd like to with a chance to win the 91 that's just dropped, well, there's a link in the description, or use your camera to get a photograph of the 2D funky barcode and it will take you straight over there. Anyway, back to the show. Right, it's 1,000 degrees in the studio, but I'll keep going. Now, I've cut out the body. That was pretty straightforward, and the lines were kind of there, so that was quite easy. The spoiler goes on the back. There's no actual dimples, but it's not that difficult to work out that you just got to put it in there. And then you can take this spoiler, and then you can line it up before you paint it, and then just check the distance between here and here, there and there, and you'll know that you are not too far over here or whatever. So that's really easy. Do it before you paint it. It'll make life a lot easier for you. Apart from that, no issues. One thing that was concerning me a bit is you attach the body through these two posts and then it kind of clips on and goes down, but there's no point of where you put them. Luckily, this body has this cool little diffuser, which is soft, actually. I was surprised at that. A 3D printed one. And that fits into here. So you can see where I'm going with this. That, if I fit it in perfectly, will give me the 2 points I need to put the holes. So that's going to make my life so much easier. I'm guessing they planned it like that. And then once you've done that, you've got the slide-on position. Once you fit the front body mounts, you'll be able to just put them in. And then you're done and you'll have the body exactly where it needs to be. Next thing I've got to do is clean it out. I've got to give it a wash because it's full of sanding material where I've kind of cleaned up the arches and stuff like that. Got to fit the bumper. I think this bumper is the one that goes on it for this car. But I'll cut those holes first. Then once I've done that, I've got to fit the window masks, and then I've got to mask up the 4 coordinates for the colours. Then I'm going to mask off the lights, and then we can get the body painted. Right, so we're ready to do the first colour, which is going to be PS3. Don't judge me on my masking, it's pretty horrific, but I'll try my best as it's quite complicated, as I decided to push it a little bit further, and I'm actually going to do the arches in a different colour as well. So not only are we going to have two-tone colour here, we're going to have arches all the way around in a different colour. I actually use the stickers on the inside as masks because I want to leave the window, the lamps clear. And then I'm going to paint the grille as well. So yeah, I've really decided to step it up a little bit. So yeah, it's taken quite a while to get this far. Fingers crossed. Going to use lots of PS Clear because there's lots of little tiny nooks and crannies in this body. So it's crying out for bleeding and stuff like that. Right, wish me luck on the first colour. So that's the blue laid down, and I've also laid down some white on it as well. This body is actually quite difficult. There's lots of curves that you've got to be really careful of. And there's one there that's a problem. So I have to take care of that. And there's a few other little bits that I'll have to take care of before I do the other side. Next, I've got to take this off and this off without damaging this. Right, looks okay though. I think it's not a disaster. Just need to make sure I keep up the detail level. A few hours later. I'm there. So now I need to do some clear just to mop up the holes. What the hell? Need to sort that out. And then paint that in. And then after that's done, I need to put the white down. And then we need to turn our attention to the outside part, the kit. And then I'm going to do something in here, but that's going to need to be cleared up. So there's lots of things to do. So let's keep going. Right, so we've moved on a little bit and the second coat's back on and I backed it in white. Little mistake that I can't fix is this is translucent orange red, I think it is. And when you put it down, you can always see through it. So I did 3 coats, but if you look at the bottom of the door, you might notice that because I backed it in white afterwards, It's slightly lighter at the bottom of the door. It might not show up in camera, but you can see it along here. It's a little bit white. Not the end of the world. I've now removed all the kind of the kit to lay down the colour. My plan was I was going to do it gunmetal grey, but I don't have any. So I picked another colour that's hopefully going to work, but you'll have to wait and see. But it's coming. There's going to be some touch up on the cross, and I haven't decided what colour to do the cross yet. But so far, not a total disaster. Also, there's a little bit more white you can see in here, but the spoiler will go over the top. Right, let's lay down the next colour. So we're finally getting there. That's the grey done. Well, whatever that colour is, kind of grey around the bottom. And I've removed the cross now. So the next thing to do is paint the cross. And then after that, I've got to paint the grille at the front. That's going to be 2 colours. The black is going to be black, or gunmetal maybe, or I'm going to do something with the lines in between. We'll just have to wait and see. The lights are going to be clear, obviously. Then we've got to back it all in black, and then we've got to tint the windows. As for the colour for the cross, I've been umming and ahhing, but I'm going to go with gold. Was a good choice. Happy with that. So it's coming along. Since I did the gold, I backed it in white. Then I backed it all in silver to try and protect the colours from the black. Also, I did the 2 lines in silver. Next, I've got to peel off this black on the inside. And all I've got left to do is the black. But what I'm going to do is peel the grille, like I said. And then I'm going to take out the window masks. Then I'm going to cut them down and put them back in so that I can have black around the windows. After that, the only thing left to do after that is to tint the windows and tint the lights. So I've got to take those masks off. And then when I spray it black, I'll have to take that tape off. They'll be black like that. They'll be tinted. Windows will be tinted. Black surround, black grille. And then the last thing is to pull the lights off and then see if I can find some Tamiya decals that from a Mini that will give me the light look. And then we just got to put a few decals on it. As for the rear wing, I'm probably just going to paint it in this colour. I'm not sure yet. Or maybe we'll do the gold. I don't know. We'll just play it by ear. But it's coming along. It's just taken a rather long time. So that didn't work because this is too flexible. It's now sprayed on it. I cut round it. It cut okay. And I managed to cut the part out. But then now look how flexible it is. And it stretches. So I couldn't get the consistency around the window that I want, because you want it to be a nice even edge all the way around, so when you spray it black it looks good. So what I've done is I've taken a stencil from the opposite window and I'm going to cut that out and see if that works better. It's not perfect, but it's better. So now I've just got to do all the other windows. The plan with this one is I'm going to do a black lip here, or maybe I'll do a white one and then put some decals on it. We'll see. So after a good few hours of masking and spraying, I now have a race body all ready to go. Happy with the whole layout and the lines all nice and sharp. I have actually ordered some black edging tape, as I think I'm going to do the edge around here, around the doors, just to add a little bit more detail, as I just can't stop myself. I painted these up gold as well. These are just caps that come on and off. The tyres are the same underneath, but I thought I'd kind of tie in the gold a little bit more. I guess not sure about the colours on this, the lower spoiler side of it. Maybe I would have gone for gold or something, but hey, it is what it is. But it's vibrant, it's bright, and makes it stand out on the track. Next thing we've got to do is we've got to fit all the electronics in it, and then I need to check about setup. I need to get a setup sheet if I can, and then try and dial it in before we take it racing, as I'd like to get it in the ballpark before we go. So I'm just fitting the servo. There's a few different types of mount that they do. And there's another one here. So depending on what servo you get, or you've got the traditional ones where it's 2 bars coming up and then you bolt it in. If you're going for a bigger servo, this is the tiny little thing, but quite powerful. So I got this from them, and it's just fits in there like that. Now we can start looking at where we're going to place the ESC in the receiver. Now bear with me as this evolves quite a lot over the rest of the video as I start to learn more about this car. So after a lot of faffing around, I've managed to wire it all up and get it working. Still not finished, there's a few things I need to do. The servo cable is way too long, but I don't have the tool to shorten it, so I need to buy one of those. Also, I'm missing a transponder, can't take it racing without one of those, and I've only got 3, I think, and they're in cars that I want to keep for racing, 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive, and my son's car. So we need to pop to the local hobby shop to get a transponder for it, as well as I'm missing some black pull ties, and I'd like to get one of those, you know, the clamps that holds those together to make it look a bit more spiffy. But if I flick the switch, it is now alive. It's got the fan on it, so it's a little bit noisy. I have to see what temperatures are like. So the steering is all done, endpoints are set, and no reverse. Not sure, let me turn it off. I'm not sure if you're allowed to have reverse for this car, so I'll need to ask on that one before I take it, because if you can, then I need to get the programming box, which is like 35 quid to program this to have reverse. If reverse is not allowed, then I won't bother and I'll just stick with what I got. For now, I still need to get a good setup sheet, as in what bands to use and a few other bits. Obviously, it came to me kind of pre-built, so it's kind of dialed in sort of, but depends on the track you run. Right, that's pretty much as far as we're going to go. So let's head off to the local RC shop to pick up a few bits and bobs. So I've come down to SC Models because I need to make sure that this is going to meet their criteria, and also I need to pick up a few bits. So let's go inside. Right, let's spend some money then.
I've got 3 of the bloody things.
God, yeah. Now the expensive part. You come up half price, we're like, fucking. I swear that's more than the bug, Mini.
Probably is.
More than the Mini. So how much is the transponder? £129. £119. Gosh. Okay. While I was draining my bank account, I picked up some more 13 gauge wire, the black pull ties that I needed to clean things up, and the cable ties for the motor. The dice that go on the battery terminals, I really like those. Obviously, you've got to be a bit careful that you don't short anything out. So another thing I'm going to change, I actually fitted the servo in kind of the traditional spot, but I found that I actually have the adapter to move it to the front. Now the reason you swap that to there will give me more space up here to bring the electronics forward. If you're thinking about getting one of these, definitely would recommend getting that servo relocation, as it really helps free up some space for the electronics. Also, I found that the transponder bolts straight on top as well, so that gets that out of the way, and then I can move things around and it just makes things a little bit easier. So after way longer than it needed to be, I'm actually done. Well, kind of. The last thing I've just done is I've just line edged everything. And I know, pointless, this is to take racing, but I can't help myself. You know, I like my shelf queens, even though this is not going to be that. I just tinkering around and enjoy myself, and I always go too far. As the minute I start driving it, all this edge tape is just going to get battered. Hopefully I'm going to give it a bit of time for it to settle in and dry, so that it should stay on reasonably well. But obviously the front of this is not going to last very long with my driving. The last thing I did, which you just saw, I moved the servo to the front section as recommended by a few people, and yeah, it does free up a bit of space. I'm going to rewire it. I bought some more fancy wire, so I'm going to change that out as well and see if I can improve my soldering, as it's not great at all. Just finding it really difficult, but I'm kind of there, ready to go. So in the next episode in the installment of this, hopefully we're going to take it for a shakedown run and it's not going to break down or anything. And then we'll see how I get on dialing it in, balancing it out. I've actually got a set of weight scales so we can get it on there and see what kind of weight it is and what the distribution's like. And then just see how we go with it. I'm really looking forward to it. If there's any other upgrades you can think of, comment below, let me know, and I'm sure I'll throw a load of money at it and make it happen. But the shocker of this one is, yes, this kit is entry level, but gosh, when you have to buy a transponder, obviously I've got the one that does everything. It does the old version and the new version. It's more expensive, but that's a big chunk of money. Anyway, right. Thanks very much. See you on the next one. And when the next video comes out, it will be here. If it's not here right now for you to click on, well, there'll be something else here until I take it racing.